Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the books and the prompts that I finished for this year's Wikathon. I actually got to finish 5 out of the 9 prompts and I'm like super happy and proud of myself for that. So yeah, I'm going to be discussing them in order in which I finished the books, and I'll discuss which prompts they were for. Okay, the first one that I read is Life in Orange by Lismi, and this is for the Saving Sally prompt. And this used to be in the Billy and Emma prompt, but because I did not think that this fit the queer main character prompt, I decided to just move it to the Saving Sally prompt, which is for a graphic novel or webtoon or comics, stuff like that. And I rated this one 4.25 stars because this book is more about like friendships, and it's not really something that I read that often. And so it's just like really nice and refreshing for me. So I rated it this high. And it was just really nice. It's super cute and lighthearted. I recommend that you guys also check it out if you're interested. And then the next book that I finished reading was In His Universe by Choknat-san. And this is for the One More Chance prompt, which is for a romance book. I rated this one 5 stars. This is the only book so far, I think, that I rated 5 stars. So yeah, I really liked it. It's really good. And because it has a thing about parallel universe and there's also a butterfly effect motif in the story, I really liked it because I really just find those things very interesting and cool. I rated this 5 stars because of that. And also because I really like Choknat-san's like interpretation or like thing about parallel universe. I just thought that theirs was interesting. It's not something that I've kind of thought about. When I think of parallel universe, it's usually just 2 different universes. It's usually this one and some opposite one. But you also don't think about the other ones that also exist. And I just really liked how Choknat-san portrayed that in their comic. It's really cool. I really liked it. And I also really loved the art. It's really good. Highly recommend that you guys check it out. I'll have all of the links to all of the PenLab stories in the description below if you guys would like to check it out. And then the next books I read were for the Billy and Emma prompt, which is for a book with a queer main character. The first one that I read was Devil Plays Idol by Maria Medierito. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing their last name right. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. I rated this one 4 stars. I just thought it was really cute, and this is more of like a rom-com. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just really cute and funny. So yeah, this is actually the first time I've read anything like WLW, so that's why it's rated this high. But because it's so short, there's only like 3 volumes or like 3 episodes or whatever it's called. I just thought it was so short that I did not think it would count as like a book. I don't know. It was just so short that I just didn't think it would count, so I found something else in PenLab that was longer. So yeah, anyway, and so I found the Nang Maanlaba Ka Sa Isang Sakristan by Richard Mercado. So this one is a BL comic. So this one is mainly about relationships or like gay relationships, and it also talks about kind of navigating through that and navigating through the whole coming out ordeal, the whole thing about coming out and how like people will react to it, because different people react to different things in different ways. So yeah, it does talk about those kinds of things in this book. I only rated this one 3.75 stars just because, I don't know, I feel like I've consumed so much stuff that is fairly similar and talks about very similar things that it's not really anything new to me. So yeah, again, this is another like rom-com comic if you're into that type of stuff. And then the next book that I finished reading is Unwanted by Ramayana Rojas. And this one is for the Diary ng Pangit prompt, which is for a Wattpad book. This book is the longest book that I read for Wikathon. This one is like over 400 pages, if I'm not mistaken. It's really long. Yeah, it took me quite a while to finish this. I rated this one 3.75 stars, and I honestly would have rated it up to 4 stars, but there was just like a lot of parts that I felt like were dragging, and like how things progressed were just too slow for my liking personally. And then it sort of picked up towards the end, but I felt like it was kind of rushed in a way. I don't know. There were some parts that I felt were dragging, and then some parts that I felt like were rushed, and then I also felt like some things could have been a bit more concise and not as like drawn out. I don't know. And I also just didn't like the main characters. I mean, I get it. I understand why they're acting the way they are. I understand why they have this kind of personality. It makes sense. Everything makes sense. But doesn't mean that I have to like them, you know? A thing that I do like about this book is that the world building I really found really interesting and really cool. And then lastly, the last book that I read is Smaller and Smaller Circles, and this one is for the Gaya sa Pelikula prompt, which is for a book that was adapted into a movie. Honestly, I should have read the content warnings first before reading this book, but I didn't. I thought I was ready because, you know, I read the blurb and stuff, but that is like not enough. That was not enough. Yeah, I wished I should have read the content warnings before I read this book, because I just felt so uncomfortable at certain parts and like so disturbed as well when they do start talking more about like the killings and also the culprit, the criminal. It's so uncomfortable and so disturbing to me, and yeah, just give me like the heebie-jeebies. It's just like, ugh. I really hated it. I was so uncomfortable. But the writing, though, was really good. It's so good. I really love the writing in this. It's so well written. It's also so immersive. You can feel how tense the air is in the room. It's so good. I rated this one 4.75 stars. It's so good. I would have rated it 5 stars if I did read the content warnings, so I wasn't as unprepared. So yeah, another thing that I do like about this book is, other than the writing, is that I really liked that there was a red herring, because that was not something that I expected. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool. And again, it was not something that I expected for some reason. But yeah, that was really cool. Again, overall, book, plot, writing, characters, also so good. I highly recommend that you check this out, but please check the content warnings, check the trigger warnings. So yeah, that is all of the books that I read for this year's Wikathon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on any of the books that I read. If you've also read them, let me know what you thought. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!